NOFX, a punk rock band originally formed in 1983 and still currently going. Actually, as of this recording, they are releasing a brand new album. I was actually just thinking to myself about NOFX and about its history, what they have done for the punk community. Before we get to that, let's get to the basics. NOFX was originally formed by guitarist Eric Melvin and lead vocals Mike Burkett, nicknamed Fat Mike, after he had returned from college and had gained some weight. The band was supposedly named after the Boston hardcore band NOFX. You can definitely hear the hardcore influence from the band's earliest EPs. As NOFX kept going, they didn't really seem to have their own sort of sound. Not until the album titled Liberal Animation, they started showing signs, although not the NOFX we know today. It progressively got more distinct, and then in 1994, what is said as one of their greatest albums among fans and other punk in Drublic. It definitely had some of their best songs like Leave It Alone, Linoleum, and etc. A personal favorite is Happy Guy. It gives off a certain feeling which I can only describe as wanting more and wanting things to be better, but you're still fine with where you are. But you know, that's just what I feel personally. At that time they started experimenting with ska elements, which could be heard in the album So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes, with songs like All Outta Angst and Flossing a Dead Horse. Around this time, they had inspired many other bands like Lagwagon, Propagandhi, Swinging Utters, Sum 41, Blink-182, Less Than Jake, and the list goes on. They were also involved with bands like Rancid, which they did a split covering each other's songs.
He spent 15 years getting loaded, 15 years till his liver exploded. What's Bob gonna do now that he can't drink? The doctor said, what do you think of me? Bob said, that's the point. I wasn't thinking about nothing. I gotta do something else.
At this time, punk had become popular again with the rise of the skating scene. If you want to learn more about that, watch my friend's video on Thrasher. I'll link it and put it in an annotation above. Around 2003 or so, they had fully moved on to Mike's record label, Fat Records, and they would take in lots of bands like Lagwagon, No Use for a Name, Sick of It All, Propagandhi, Screeching Weasel, Face to Face, Leftover Crack, and etc. They have also had Descendants sign on to them at some point. To sum it all up, a whole lot of shit happened. Their image had developed, and they now have somewhat of a mascot to the band called Koki the Clown, a parody of a child clown entertainer who is unpleasant and horrible in many ways. A lot of stuff has happened with Fat Mike, but we'll get into that in a different video. The band continues to tour and recently celebrated their 25th anniversary of Fat Records. Their new album titled First Ditch Effort will be released on October 7th and will hopefully be as good as some of their old work. But NOFX will always hold a special place within me for introducing me to great bands like Masked Intruder, Leftover Crack, Sick of It All, No Use for a Name, and Lagwagon, which I also plan on doing a video on. Well, catch you later.